Wednesday morning. And welcome everyone to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host, Margie Curry, and today's session is with yoga instructor Becca Impello. Everyone, we want to remind you that AARP is empowering people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization with more than 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate on their behalf, all of them, without regard to politics. Since the pandemic began, AARP Alabama has continued to provide opportunities for people to stay engaged from their homes. Mindful movement provides an opportunity for you to keep moving in the safety of your home. Becca?
Good morning, Margie.
Hi there. Hi there. Tell us what we're going to be working on today.
Well, Margie, it's a lovely fall morning here in Alabama. It's a little bit cool out. I mean, we're welcoming these cooler temperatures, right?
Yes, we are.
It feels good. But sometimes when it's cold, we get a little more stiff. Our joints might feel a little cranky, right? A little creaky. Just in time for Halloween, all that creaky, cranky going. But I thought today we would do a practice that really hits all the joints for just loosening them up and giving us all some good mobility. So we'll really try to get every joint in the body moving, and then we'll put some movements together where we move the whole body. So we'll do some stuff seated in a chair to start with, and then we'll do some stuff either hands and knees on the floor, or you can use your chair as your hands and knees position if you don't want to get down on the floor. So that's kind of the two positions we'll be doing today, sitting in the chair and being in hands and knees on the floor or on the chair.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Folks, remember, before you begin any exercise routine, you should consult with your physician to be sure it is safe for you to participate. All right, Becca, let's get started.
All right. So just a quick reminder, folks, that you want this practice to be beneficial for you, of course, and you should modify or vary or change the movements to suit your needs. So anything that we do today, you can do on a small or slower level or a bigger, faster level. Just kind of recognize that you've got some choices to make in terms of how big you make your movements, whether you want to stop and rest, whether you're using that chair or getting down on the floor. And nothing should be painful. You might feel some places that are, maybe waking up or, creating some sensation, but we don't want to be moving into pain. So you should always stop or back off if anything feels painful in your body. All right, so let's sit up tall. We're going to take a few moments to do some breathing to start with, and then we're going to work through all the joints in the body, getting everything loosened up and moving. And then we'll, like I said, do a little bit that puts it all together. All right, so let's sit tall, drop your arms down at your sides. Just take a deep breath in through the nose and then exhale out of the mouth. Let's try that a couple times. Couple more times. Inhale through the nose. Nice deep full breath. Exhale out of the mouth, not too fast. Try to slow it down. One more time. Good. And then let's just take a few sweeps of the arms. Inhale and bring the arms up and overhead. And then exhale through the nose this time and bring the hands down to your lap. All right. So inhale, arms sweep out and up. Still exhale through through the nose, out, and bring the hands down in front of the belly. 2 more times. One more, big breath. Now let your hands just rest on your lap. You can close your eyes if you'd like, or you can keep them open. I want you to just take a moment before we begin our big movements to just notice your body. I want you just to pause and scan your body. Just notice how things are feeling. Are there any places in your body, any joints, any muscles, any areas of the body that are giving you any sensation right now? Are you aware of any stiffness or any pain or any discomfort, or even something a little more benign, such as a little itch or a little temperature feel, a little coolness on your skin perhaps? And just notice your body. Because paying attention to our body and noticing our sensations is an important part of this mindful movement practice that we're doing called yoga. Paying attention is one of the ways that we cultivate better connection between our brain and our body, and that's very useful. And it's also the way that we make sure that we don't do any damage, that we move mindfully and beneficially, and that we don't strain or stress anything in our body. All right, take just another few moments, just scan the body. If you haven't noticed your feet, go all the way down to your feet and ankles and notice them. If you have particular problem areas such as a sore knee or sore hands from arthritis, just notice those areas a little more, give them a little extra attention. All right, and then we're going to start with our loosening up. We're going to start up at the neck. Move all the joints of the spine first. So sit up nice and tall and just start with some easy neck turns. Just rotate the head right and left, side to side. Notice how that feels as you're making your movement. Now we're going to do a simple nod, chin down, chin up. Notice how that feels. If there's an area or a direction where you have trouble moving or you just don't move very far, that's okay. Don't force it. Just go as far as you're able to go comfortably. All right, one more movement for the neck. Tilt the head side to side. Ear towards the shoulder and then the other way. Good. Now we're going to try to put some of those motions together. Okay, so we'll do a tilt. So tilt your head over to the side and then rotate your nose down and then roll your head forward. Bring it all the way over to the other shoulder, or as far as you're comfortable bringing it. Bring your chin and your nose up and back through the top. Then go the other way. Tilt your head down and then turn the head and then roll it across the chest. All the way up, back to center. Let's do that one more time to each side. So tilt the head, turn, and roll forward. Get it back up on top and then go the other way. Tilt the head down, turn, and slowly roll all the way to the other side and up. Excellent. Good. Now let's move into the shoulders. So let's roll those shoulders first off. So shoulders can come forward and up towards the ears and then pull them back and down. You want to see if you can feel those shoulder blades on your upper back, making a little bit of a circle. Hopefully this feels good. It's a nice sort of massaging motion for those upper back muscles and the muscles at the base of your neck. All right, now we're going to move the shoulder joints. So if you've got a shoulder joint limitation, your movement may be a good bit different shape or smaller than mine, and that's perfectly fine, okay? So you make the movement that works for you. We're going to start, both arms come forward with the thumbs up, and you take them up as high as you can go. So if that's all the way up by your ears, fine. If it's a little lower or in front of the chest, that's fine. And then I want you to turn the palms out and sweep the arms out to the sides and back behind you, any amount that you can get them, and then let them drop back down to your side. So we're going slow, up with those arms as high as you can go. Turn the palms out, take the arms down and back. All right, let's do that again 2 more times. Slow circles with those arms to get the shoulders moving. 1 more time. Good. Now we'll move to the elbows. I want you to bend and straighten at those elbows. Nice simple movement. We're doing it right now with the palms facing forward. So the palms kind of face the shoulders as you bring them up. But let's now reverse or change that. So turn the palms to face back when your arms are down at your side, but then go ahead and bend your elbows. Now your palms will be facing out, and then straighten the elbows. Bend, straighten, bend. Good. 2 more like that. All right, good. Now we're going to work on those hands and wrists. I want you to start with just opening and closing. If you've got, tender knuckles or any arthritis in your hands, just go slow with this. You don't have to make a tight fist. You don't have to open all the way if there's a little too much stiffness there, but this back and forth movement will hopefully help to loosen those joints up a little bit. And moving is better than keeping still. We know that much to be true. All right, now keep a fist. You can let the arms drop, and I want you to circle your fist. So now we're moving the wrist joint. Circle that fist. Make your motion as big as you comfortably can make it. Keep it pretty slow. Now go the other way with your circle. Good. Now open up those hands and just wiggle those fingers for a moment. We're going to do some circles again, but this time with the fingers spread and the palm open. So I want you to circle again, but try to keep those fingers nice and open, nice and spread out. It might feel different. Go the other way with your circle. Good, and then just shake that out a little bit. All right, now we're going to bring the hands up here to the heart. Make sure you're not too close to the back of your chair so you got some room. We're going to do the upper back. So squeeze back and then push forward. So we get the chest open, the shoulder blades pull together, and then push forward, and that upper back gets broad. Pull and push. Pull and push. Good. 3 more. Good. 2. Last one. All right, drop those arms down and just kind of shake it out. Check in with how you're feeling so far. We've done most of the upper body, the neck, the shoulders, elbows, hands, and that upper back. All right. Now for this next one, you have a couple choices. You can take your hands here at the heart. You could take your hands behind your head, or you could take your arms out to the side, parallel to the ground. So choose one of those positions. This is going to be the gentlest on your shoulders, the hands at the heart. Here you got a little support still, but your arms are up. And this one out to the sides, you have to hold your arms up. I'm going to go with the middle version here, hands behind the head. I'm going to sit nice and tall and twist. And then back to center. Take a breath in the center, and then exhale as you twist. Good. So just easy does it. You're not trying to force the twist. We have these hands in these positions so that we're not pulling on anything. We're just trying to use the muscles and gently warm up the spine. Good. A couple more to each side. All right, and then back to center. Let your arms come down to your sides. And then a little side stretch. So take one arm up and stretch over. And then bring it back to center. And take the other arm up and stretch over. And again, if you're feeling stiff in your low back and your spine, just be nice and easy with this. Don't try to force it. Gentle movements done repetitively will typically help you loosen up, whereas if you try to force that body into a position, things might get a little cranky and unhappy about that. Okay, let's do one more to each side. All right, and back to center. We're going to move it on down into loosening up the joints of the legs. So hips, knees, ankles, and feet. So all right, move back a little, make sure you can see my feet. All right, so sit up nice and tall. You might even hold on to the chair if you want to. And we're going to pick one knee up, move it out to the side, and take it down. Pick it up, move it back to the front. Pick the other knee up, move it out to the side. So we're just waking up this hip joint. Pick the knee up, out to the side, back up and into the middle. Pick that foot up as high as you're able to pick it up without leaning back. Good. One more on each side. All right, good. Now a little loosening up for the knees. One leg's going to straighten and bend and go slow. And remember, if your knee joint is real stiff, which is a common place for maybe some arthritis to be set in, and definitely those knees are such big joints, they can definitely get stiff with the colder weather. So you want to start small. Just easy does it until you feel a little lubrication starting, until you feel a little loosening up happening. Then that joint gets maybe a little warmer. It'll start to move a little bit easier. All right, and then let's do the other knee. Again, you're moving slow. You're not flinging that leg around. Your movement may or may not be all the way to full straightening or full bending. So just go with what works for you. All right. And then put that leg down. Now let's move down to the foot and ankle. So lift up one foot and start to make some slow circles with that foot. So circling the ankle. Trying to move it in the biggest range we can. But it might change, remember, so as you get a little more movement, you'll have, more loosening, more ability to move. Go the other direction a few times with that same foot. All right, good, and down. Other leg, straighten that leg out in front of you and circle. Make it slow, big circle. And then the other way around. Good. All right. Now we're going to transition our position so that we can do a little more for the back and the hips. Okay. So we're going to come out of our seat, and here's where you have a choice. If you want to stay a little more up, you can use the chair as your floor. Basically, you'll put your hands down on the seat of the chair, move your feet back a little bit under your hips, and you'll be in good position to do several movements here. Okay. If you would prefer to get down on the ground, or for any reason your chair doesn't work for you, you can come down to the ground and you can be in hands and knees on the floor. Okay. So either one of those positions, I'm going to move between the two just to demonstrate the different positions, but most of the movements are pretty much the same. So let's start with pushing into the hands and rounding the back. Okay. So we get that spine movement a little more. And then you're going to take it to the opposite direction, lift the chest and lift the tailbone. Now, if you're standing up, you're going to want to bend your knees a little bit there. All right, let's go back and forth a few times. Round it. We call this cat pose. And then arch the back. And sometimes this is called cow. All right, so we call this cat and cow, this movement back and forth for the spine. It's spinal flexion and spinal extension. I'm going to show you what that looks like in the chair. Rounded, just the same. But here on that flattening the back, I might need to bend my knees a little bit. All right, good. Now we're going to do a little bit of loosening up for the hip joints, okay? So if you're standing up, just bring your feet a little closer together. And I'm going to bend one knee. So if you're down on the ground on hands and knees, you're kind of already in this position. And we're going to take this knee out to the side and back down. Okay, so just out to the side and back down. Out and down. 2 more. All right, and then put that knee or that foot down and we'll do the other side. Okay, so just open and close. Keep going. I'm going to get back down on the floor. So we're just taking that one knee out and down, out and down. 2 more. Good. All right. Now we're going to go back to the first leg. And this time, instead of just a simple open and close, we're going to try and make a circle. Okay. So sort of like that knee is drawing a circle out in the air. You can make it smaller or bigger depending on how well your hip is feeling and how well it's moving. We're just trying to circle that hip a bit. Now go the other direction. It's the same leg, but reverse that circle. Good. Pause. Let that knee or foot come down. Let's do the other side. Circle that knee out to the side. Okay, about 3 more. Oh, and then we got to reverse directions. So let's go ahead and switch directions. Circle the other way a few times. Last one. Good. All right. Now, I'm going to circle the hips together. So I've got those feet a little further apart in standing and just going to make a circle. Push the hips around to the back, to the other side. Your knees can be soft if you're up here on your feet. This looks pretty much the same down on your hands and knees. A little circle of those hips. Let's circle the other way a few times. Good. All right. Now, one last thing we're going to do here in our hands and knees or our tabletop position is a little bit of spinal twisting again. All right. So one hand is going to push down and the other hand right here at your head and help yourself turn and then bring it down. So I've just got my fingertips right on the back of my head near my ear and I'm turning, opening that chest. Push through that arm on the floor or on the chair. 3 more in this direction. One more. And then down. I'm going to get back up to the chair for this last one. We'll go the other way. Hand on the back of the head and turn. And down. And turn. And down. One more. Excellent. All right, let's come all the way up. So just take your time, come all the way up to standing. I want you just to shake out those hands and give the wrist a few circles since we were putting our weight on those hands there for a little bit. Let's just get them moving again. If you feel like you need a little bit of balance help or security for this standing, just know that you can turn your chair around and you can use the chair if you want. All right. So we're going to stand with one leg forward and one leg back. All right, hands at the heart. We're going to just put some movements for the whole body together. Okay, so push down into the legs, lift up through the chest, bend that front knee and pull the arms back. And then push forward, straighten the knee. Pull, come into a little lunge, and push. Pull, and push. 2 more. Good. Now go ahead and bring those hands to your hips, or you could have your hands on the chair in front of you if you want to hold on. Good. Long, straight legs, and just bend forward any amount. Get a little stretch for the legs. And then bring it on up, step in, and switch the feet. All right, so nice strong stance with those legs, hands at the heart. We're going to do that same thing. So pull the arms back and bend that front knee, and then push the arms forward, straighten that knee. Pull and push. Pull and push. Pull and push. One more. Good. Bring the hands down to your hips. Good. Get up nice and tall. Remember, you could hold your chair if you've got one there. Lean forward any amount. I just want some stretch in the back of this front leg. Good. And then bring it up. Step the feet back together. Good. Just take a moment. Stand with the feet about a hip's distance apart. Let's take a reach overhead and up, and then stretch it over to one side. Back up, a little stretch for the ceiling, and then over to the other side. And then back up, and then a little twist. Turn in one direction, reach it back up, a little twist, and bring it back up. Drop the arms down. Give those shoulders a little roll. Good. And then turn the head side to side. And then just pause. And if you want to sit back down, feel free to sit down if you feel a little more comfortable there. Or you can stay standing. I just want you to go back to scanning your body. I want you just to notice your body. If there were places that you noticed in particular at the beginning when you were scanning, I want you to go back to those places for sure and see how they've changed. Is the sensation there any different? Is your awareness of the body a little bit different? As you're taking this little last scan of the body and just noticing how things feel, be sure to tell your body thank you. Tell it thank you for getting up with you today, for moving, getting you from place to place, helping you do all the things that you need to do. We can tend to focus on what's wrong with our bodies, maybe what's not working well, or what's, maybe gotten some wear and tear over the years. But it's important to pause and reflect on what is still working, how well this body is still serving you. So take just another moment, bring the hands together at the heart, close the eyes if you feel safe. And just once again, tell that body thank you. Maybe you need to tell it to a certain area of the body, like thank you to your feet or your knees or your back. One more breath. And then you can drop those hands, open the eyes if they're closed. And thank you all for joining me today. Thanks to AARP of Alabama for hosting these mindful movement sessions. Be sure to ask me any questions that you may have, and join us again in 2 weeks for more yoga.
Thank you. Thank you, Becca. Great session today. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Margie.
Thank you. Folks, we dropped the survey link into the chat box. Please take a moment to let us know what you think about the program. And if you have any questions for Becca, please enter those into the chat section this time. And now, here's a quick commercial about upcoming events.